They played us like a damn fiddle!
Hold right there, newcomer. I welcome you to Adessa, but before you enter, I must catalogue your visit. Please answer the questions as truthfully as possible. It's imperative that our tallies be accurate. Now, what brings you to Adessa? Excuse my rudeness. I am Senar Bruges, tallier second class to the Domus Politica. My purpose is to sort those that come to Adessa, to welcome them to the city while maintaining the delicate balance we gnomes have achieved. They help sort the newly arrived in the city. We want to ensure that everyone is placed where they properly belong. Yes, well, at least you look more put together than some of the people that came here before you. Poor sods. With any luck, your errands go without incident. Now, where have you come to Adessa from? From Morris Hughes? You mean to say you've come from Alistar? Yes, I see it now. They were wrong about your nose, but you match the description of the one I was to look out for. We can dispense with the remainder of my questions. You are free to enter Adessa. Sandstone Villa will serve as your lodgings. Temporarily. This is rare, newcomer. Very rare. If I can speak frankly, I'm not sure this is the blessing you take it to be. True, you have been saved from the squalid lodgings of the Hospitalis quarters. But Sandstone Villa is reserved for, well, it is not my place to speak of it. This key will provide you with access to the villa. You would do well to be very aware of your surroundings, stranger. Now, good day. Yes, you are now officially recorded as having entered Adessa, center of all gnomish society in the Feylands. I'm sure you'll learn about the city the more time you spend in it. It is vast, but well designed. The Domus Politica has me tallying and sorting all new arrivals to the city. Another few years and I could be tallier, first class. The Domus is where all of Adessa's political work is done. The Templars determine the policy, and it is there that we enact it. And not everyone is given a villa just for arriving here. But I'd be careful. A gifted necklace can easily be a golden chain. Yes, go on. Someone saw fit to place you in the Sandstone Villa. I would go see to it if I were you. Yes, go on.
Yes? If you're here for trade, then go to the market or the Arcadium. Otherwise, just don't touch anything. The Basilica Nostra is the home of Adessa's greatest thinking minds. Many would relish the chance to visit.
The days are always lovely in our city. Have you enjoyed the market? Heard Dédaineers looking for help in the laboratories. Something about dispelling some old wards.
The Alpha have a grand city in Rathir. But stone for stone, I would rate Adessa among the greatest cities in the world. Or I will when it's complete. This city will stand for centuries. You can tell that already just by standing here. History is being made as we speak. I took up learning it as a hobby. Next thing you know, I'm good enough to share the knowledge. All for the right price, of course. I perform a number of odd jobs and studies on behalf of the researchers in the laboratories. Always work to be done. The walls are home to the assistants, the mundane researchers like myself. We strive to ensure that the institutions of the Isles are optimally supported. Farewell.
Greetings, Master. I am Milu. I am here to manage the household affairs of Sandstone Villa, should you have any need of my services. The city is yours to explore, should you wish. The amount of freedom you are allowed is not normally granted to outsiders. As preparation for managing this household, I attended some of the humoral and physiological dissertations of Vian Severus. He's quite the healer. And now, so am I. I am a servant and the manager of Sandstone Villa. I also have some knowledge of the medical arts, should you require them. Farewell, Master. It is good to see you. I've been tending to the villa while you were away. Have you need of any healing? Farewell, Master.
So, you're the one that's come from Alistar. I've waited more than a while for you to show up. I'm Bruton, Decanus Bruton of the Praetorians. I've been stationed here for your protection. The city, our leadership, the Templars, don't see eye to eye. They have separate allegiances and conflicting motives, and it seems like you're in the middle of them. I'm Decanus of the Praetorians. I've been ordered to keep you safe within the city, which would admittedly be easier without someone breathing down your neck. In Adessa, wars are fought with papers and politics. And if you're being watched, that means somewhere, someone wants something. Quite the palace for an outsider. No offense, but this gilded collar of yours has a long chain. If I were you, I'd find out where it leads, before it becomes a noose. Gnomes don't have kings or mayors or theocrats. There's a caste whose sole duty it is to lead the rest of us. Though it can lead to turmoil, sometimes. I won't lie to you, Longlegs. You being housed here is because someone wants to keep an eye on you. I don't even know who it is. But I can tell you one thing. A gnome who keeps secrets in this city isn't up to anything good. Better to track them down before you or anyone else gets hurt. Luckily, looks like I'm not the only one that noticed your arrival. Got some letters here from the other concerned parties. Could be some leads. Decanus ain't my name. It's my rank among the city's Praetorians. And it's what's keeping you safe. My orders come from high, that's all I know. You ask me, only a Templar is the kind of pull to set you up here. Good luck trying to learn any more than that. If a Templar wants to remain anonymous, they have the influences to pull it off. Because someone important enough in this city said you needed it. You're being watched. Either you charm someone high up or you piss them off. Either way, they don't want you on your own. Hey, and here they are. Talking with any of their authors should get you in the right direction. I won't lie to you. I'm sticking my neck out here helping you the way I have. But I won't stand to let any one gnome ruin the greater good of my people. Need anything else, talk to Milu. He's been stationed as your retainer while you stay in the villa. How should I know? It was a Dresden sign. I just checked for poison and all that. Just track down whoever wrote them. You do know how to read, right? That might be useful. good hunting. Better make a move quickly. The longer these spies are watching, the more information they gain. Yeah, good hunting.
It is good to see you. I've been tending to the villa while you were away. Farewell, master. It is good to see you. Farewell, master. Milo, at your service.
This is Adessa Prison. Admittance is not allowed for the good of the public. Adessa Prison is off limits to all citizens and guests of the city. No good will come of visiting the hospitalis quarters. The kind that lives here knows nothing but trouble. No offense. We gnomes have allowed Longlegs free walk of our city by our generosity. Do not make us regret that choice. What? What? We gnomes have allowed Longlegs free walk of our city by our... What? If you're here for trade, then go to the market or the Arcadium. Otherwise, just...
Them gnomes will gut you right quick if you don't get your ass out of here. You take any longer getting out and your ass will be skinned alive. These gnomes don't give second chances. You have a death wish? Keep walking. Look, whatever you want, it's yours. Just get me out of here.
Figure you get a jailbreak on and your escape becomes that much easier. Those gnomes will gut you right quick if you don't get your ass out of here.
Yes, the Basilica Nostra is the home of Adessa's greatest thinking minds. What? Many would relish the... Speak to Eric Porth if you're looking to improve your dispelling ability. I hear that Templar Montanel will train any willing students in the art of persuasion. If you're here for trade, then go to the market or the arcade. Yes? What?
Yeah? Just let me out of here and I'll show you why they threw me in a cell. What the hell are you doing? You'll get us all hanged. Well, hanged sooner.
Yes?
You have a death wish? Keep walking. You have a death wish? Keep walking.
Yes?
Those gnomes will gut you right quick if you don't get your ass out of here. Figure you get a jailbreak on and your escape becomes that much easier.
Crow at your service. Got a deck and ready to read Fate, if that's your game. Adessa? Ask a gnome. I mean, I'm just building the place, that's all. My uncle first told me how to use the cards. I'm rubbish at most magic, but somehow I have a bit of skill with seeing fate. Not the nicest place to stay in this city. I might consider moving back to Whitestone now that I hear it's on the upswing of things. It's a rough place, where the hungry gather and the poor rest. The workers have it no better. Was going to set up a shop in the market. Left my home in Ymer to do it. But I spent nearly all I had to get here. Had to start doing labor to get my bread. Have you been there? I never should have left. Beautiful little town despite those uppity Elfar. Bonetown was a hard place to live, but it might be better off now thanks to what you've done. Farewell!
Keep the peace while in the city. Don't need any more long legs cluttering up the prison. What? No good will come of visiting the hospitalis quarters. The kind that lives here knows. Yes?
Care to browse? I can promise you'll always find the goods you need at Sembles. Care to browse? Weren't raised here, but it's home well enough. But the only place in Detir that doesn't feel like the wind will blow it away. Came here with my father more than a few years back. Poor Dad died a few years ago, and I just took up the business when he did. Been here since. Don't rightly got one type of stock here. I tend to sell all manner of things you might need while roaming the wastes. Please, come by again. Plenty of shops in Adessa, but none as good as mine. Why not drop a few coin here? Please, come by again.
Got the forge hot, stranger. If you need repair work for armor or weapons, I'm your man. I came here with nothing, but managed to build myself a nice slice of life. The gnomes even invest some money here. Was one of the wretches working for Motus Mining in Apatir. Got out before the sickness gods rest them, but I've been here for years now. Aye, a vile thing in Apatir. Spread like a cold, killed like a plague. I can provide you with some smithing if you need. Repairs or salvaging, whatever's at hand. All right then.
Yeah? Plenty else I need to worry about now. What are you needing? There's enough to this city left to be built that I wonder if it will ever be finished. But if it does, it will stand for years. Just another laborer trying to scrape a living for themselves in this damn city. Plenty of work to do. Gnomes are strange folk. Ain't no homes in these buildings. They work where they sleep where they work. Makes no sense to me. Back to work.
Hello, I. Heard that Feria is using rats in the stew at her tavern. Well, I'm happy to have meat again at any rate. Heard that Apathy is still a mess of bandit gangs. Glad I was able to get out of there.
Ain't no merchant, ain't no trader. Got no coin, got no bread. So what are you needing out of me? Things used to be better here. Now Apatier's looking like the better option, thanks to you. I heard what you did. Thanks. I hear you helped start cleaning it up. I'm sure you have the people's thanks for that. Used to do a tour or two as an archer with some mercenaries. They turned to banditry and I just turned to ale. Ain't the sandstone villa from what I hear. But I've slept in worse places, I can promise you that. Ain't good at much, but I don't need to be noticed if I ain't looking to be. For a bit of coin, I can teach anyone to be the same. Yeah.
Greetings. Are another one blown in from the desert? Can't say I'm surprised. Just nowhere else to run from the war. Walls of glass and buildings of clean stone. It seemed too good to be true. And for those that aren't rich, it was. Worked in Cluricon, till the war pushed me from there. Then left Erethel for Detir. I'm guessing the war's hounded you to this corner of misery, too. It's the corner one sweeps ashes to. It's the pen where one keeps the beasts. It's horrible and dirty and all we have. Travel far.
Look, not much of a converser. Just bleed and leave me alone, right? Yeah.
Welcome, stranger. There are always prayers to Mitharu, but few answerers, save those from Redalmain. Have you come to help? The gnomes do not keep the faith of Mitharu. That much is enough for me. Mitharu is the great order of the world, who grants purpose and structure to all life. Mitharu and Redalmain guide my work. Redalmain has much, but he understands that he cannot enact the change that could help us without jeopardizing all of our safety. It is one of sorts. It is a board of petitions made by those of the Hospitalis quarters. I keep it for the good of this place. Be pious.
Greetings. Haven't seen you around. New to the quarter? Been sick so long I haven't seen anyone new in a while. I'm just happy that for once in our lives, Ara and I no longer have to keep running. There's a place for us to wait, to rest, to recoup. Just another refugee of this horrible war. Ara and I were the only ones from my village that got out safely. Lost everything in that war. Lost our parents, our farm. All I have left is my sister Ara, and I'm just a burden on her now. We had to start a new life for ourselves here, but soon after we arrived, I got sick, and Ara had to support me. Ah, very well.
Oh.
Yes?
Have half a coin for Ara. Sirius isn't feeling well enough to work, and I reckon I could eat today. Isn't anything special to me. What Mum and Dad always told me at any rate. But I keep after my sister Sirius as best I can. The Gnomes got quite a jewel, this city, and they aren't looking to get our grubby handprints on it. The quarters have two kinds of folk. Those that work the scaffolds, and those that beg. You eat just as well either way. Finally. Isn't a lot that gets a Burke through the day in the quarters. I'll spend a few minutes on conversation, surely. Finally.
Have you been to the wilds? I hear the desert is such a beastly place. I can't thank the gods enough for getting Ara and I here. Ah, very well. Greetings.
Yeah? Always happy to see a new face. Been some time since we've had a new arrival. So long. Hello once more. It seems we just keep running into each other. Adessa is different from Rathir. Everything about this city is planned, all its details already known. Rathir was built so haphazardly it'd keep surprising you. Most don't want to live here, but we Wiles have been refugees since the Tuatha first attacked. We're just happy to stop running. I know how to make a door open when it doesn't want to, if that's what you're asking. Pretty useful in a city with a few secrets. I came to Adessa with my brother Harrit and my sister Gwenfir. We were only children when we had to flee the fires of war, but here we are. Wretched curs, all of them. If it weren't for my siblings, I'd be fighting them even now. So long.
Yes?
Hello once more. It seems so long. Back again? So long.
By the gods, it feels good to take a moment to talk. I've been working so long, I know how an orc feels. Beasts of burden, don't they have them where you're from? Came here with my brothers, Nerrit and Herrit, after our home got burned down on the Twilly coast. Gnomes will protect us from the Tuatha. They've got to. It's the home for outsiders in the city. Well, save for Sandstone Villa. I hear it's nice in there, not crowded and dirty. Such a beautiful land. I'd like to go back, but it seems like we're stuck here for now. They're below, in the belly of the crater. The buildings almost look like they float on the water. A place of cinders and ghosts. It's where the Tuatha made landfall on the plains of Erethel all those years ago. Nothing left there now. Just me and the twins, Nerrit and Herrit, grew up in the plains of Erethel in Culm until the war came. We lost our home, our parents, but made it here. They are quite a pair, those two. I try to look out for them, but sometimes I just feel like their mother. Pleasant journey. Have you visited any of the buildings in the Isles? They're so beautiful, but they don't allow us into some of them. Pleasant journey.
Heard that Apatir's still a mess of bandit gangs. Glad I was able to get out of there. No worries while in the city. The gnomes keep a roof over our head and bread in our bowls for the most part. It's not the easiest life, but I'll take it.
You'd better turn around. No one gets to Riddle without going through us. You'd better turn around. No one gets to Riddle without going through us. This here's Riddle Main's office. He runs the Hospitalis quarters. You'd better turn around. No one gets to Riddle without going through us.
Well, if it ain't the guest of that fancy villa. Guess you thought to slum it up with one of us undeserving poor. Can't remember the last time I recall someone building a city. All the cities I know are old things, ancient. Adessa's an odd place in these lands. Used to make my living as a fighter in the House of Valor. But it's gotten bloody now. Not safe for the likes of me. Not like any of us can do much better than the quarters out in the real world. Some call it a slum, but I call it home. Right.
Fancy some chat? I could use a break from the labor. What are you looking for? Back to work.
Aye? Yeah? We've no clean mugs and no clean beds. There's no tavern business running today. Nice to have a peaceful place in this desert. Got bandits raising hell in Apatir, Jotun in Menethir, and just great stretches of nothing in the Hollowlands. Half of the poor folks in this place can't wipe their own asses after a day of work. My swill's the only thing that keeps them smiling half the time. The rat's den of Adessa, if ever there were one. Few joys we outsiders can afford, so I keep the swill cheap as I can. Good. Well now, the market's hiked their prices up again. Guess I'll just have to start trimming the stew some more. Good.
Heard the Arcadium has walls of books for sale, and a gem crafter that sells rubies the size of an apple. Wish I could see that. Heard that Apatir's still a mess of bandit gangs. Glad I was able to get out of there.
Heard the Arcadium has walls of books for sale, and a gem crafter that sells rubies the size of an apple. Wish I could see that.
Aye?
Well, after all that effort I put into my letter, looks like I've got a nibble. Many welcomes. I won't waste your time. You want to know who's watching you in this city? Then help me out. The Gnomes built this place for their achievements. Don't mistake that. If you're valuable to them, you're in. And if you're not, you're out of luck. The Gnomes gave us the quarters and told us it was this or the wastes, so we had to make it work. I had to make it work. I knew a thing or two about keeping coins. Didn't take long for me to earn more than any of these poor sods could hope. Gnomes didn't like that. Let's just say I had my ear to the ground and learned that someone important was staying in Sandstone Villa. Someone of means. I admit I tend to run things for the humans in Alfar and Adessa, but the Gnomes know well enough to keep us segregated. They house us, clothe us, feed us, but they never planned on keeping a bunch of refugees on their coin in their buildings. So they keep things bad enough to hope we'll leave. And we can't do anything to improve our station. You, however, can. The Gnomes have a saying, the one that bears leadership does so on a gilded throne. I run things in these quarters. To do so at my best, I need to make sure I'm provided for, so I've done just that. The Gnomes are planners. They plan their cities like they plan their days and lives, with no room for error. So when the unwashed masses fleeing war and drought and famine arrive on their doorstep, they make a few new laws. We receive aid in return for staying out of the way, but the minute they put you differently from us, they put you in a position to act on our behalf. I'm a man of sizable wealth. Maybe not all the Gnomes are interested in coin, but enough of them are. When I heard that Sandstone Villa was being reserved, I had to know why. As it turns out, it was for you. Good. But there are a couple of more pressing concerns that we've had to deal with lately. They're spelled out on the petition wall in the main hall. Attend to them, and then we'll see about helping you. There's a board in the quarters where the people make petitions to improve things around here. Ablier keeps the board. Speak with him if you have more questions. So long. Well, you're back. Made any headway with answering the petitions? So long. You harm a hair on Reddle's head, and I'll carve your face, you hear me? This here's Reddle Main's office. He runs the Hospitalis quarters. Unless you got business with Reddle, I suggest you turn around. We ain't in the mood for cutting a man today. You'd better turn around. No one gets to Reddle without going through us.
Yeah? Hello once more. It seems we... So long. Yeah? Speak to Eric Porth if you're looking to improve your dispelling ability.
Welcome to the Bursars. Welcome to the Grand Bursars, the city's financial heart. Though not a gnome, my superiors have authorized me to help you as best I can. We can offer loans, property development opportunities, and oversight on investments made with us. Now, what could I do for you? For a loan, we will lend you a sum that must be repaid in a week's time, or we will be forced to collect by other means. We can help develop any property you might own in Adessa if you wish. Lastly, you can invest money. We will allocate it as we deem wise, and if you're lucky, you will gain earnings. I am so very sorry, but I'm afraid you are only considered a guest at Sandstone Villa. As such, our services are unavailable to you currently. Should you come into ownership of any property, then I would be most pleased to help. But until then, I'm afraid I can't be of help. Have a pleasant day. Hello again. What can I assist you with? Very well. We'll invest a standard capital on your behalf. We can't promise its return, but we will invest it to your discretion. The riskier investments are directed towards the Mortis mining interests. They can strike it rich in Detir, but are plagued with other problems. The moderate investments are used to help develop the lively trade with the travelers. Unstable, but growing strong. The safe investments will be used to support the Arcadium. Arthesa Lil and Oliver D'Artan rarely disappoint their investors, but yield lesser profits. Well enough. The capital will partly finance a new Mortis mining expedition, which can bring great wealth, or nothing. Have a pleasant day.
If you're here for trade, then go to the market or the Arcadium. If you're here for trade, then go to the market or the Arcadium.
Welcome to the Bursars.
The Forum is the democratic center of our society. Though the Templars lead, all gnomes are allowed to speak their mind in the Forum. The Grand Bursar will invest money for its clients. It's an easy but risky way to put coins to work.
I hear the Praetorian garrison allows people to spar in their training room if you ask. Good way to hone one's skills.
These are private storage vaults, where the gnomish citizens of Adessa can store their valuables. Do not disturb them. If you need assistance, speak with Sooner Pole. The vaults are only for gnomes that have stored valuables in the bursars. Keep your hands to yourself. These are private storage vaults, where the gnomish citizens of Adessa... Yes, the Basilica Nostra is the home of Adessa's greatest thinking minds. Many would relish the chance to visit. We gnomes have allowed long legs free walk of our city by our generosity. Do not make... Yes? Keep the peace while in the city. Don't need any more long legs cluttering up the prison. Yes? The Basilica Nostra is the home of Adessa's greatest thinking minds. Many would relish the chance to visit. Yes, if you're here for trade, then go to the market or the Arcadium. Otherwise, just don't touch anything. What? What?
I hear the Praetorian garrison allows people to spar in their training room if you ask. Good way to hone one's skills.
Yeah, this won't do. This won't do at all. Profits haven't been up since... Oh, excuse me, you're the courier, yes? Good. You're early. We can begin at once. Many have sought shelter from war within our walls. We have offered what we can to these outsiders, who built the city in exchange. I am the head clerk of Motus Mining's home office. Was so important, the Bursars even gave me a chest in their vault. Though privately controlled, we're significant enough to be integrated into several municipal services. The Bursars finances our expeditions now. The walls are the center of Adessa's labors. Every gnome gladly dedicates his or her life to the furthering of our great civilization. Why, the delivery to the Motus Mining branch office in the Hollowlands. Now it seems we've misplaced our copy, so you'll have to reclaim the handbook from my old headquarters in Apotir. I need someone to go to the Motus headquarters in Apotir and recover a handbook, then deliver it to the Motus headquarters in the Hollowlands. Good. Should go to the old Motus mining offices in Apotir. Once you've found the book, bring it to a Polvair. I need a courier to go to the closed Apotir branch of Motus Mining and recover the branch handbook. Then, take it to Motus Mining's new branch office in the Hollowlands. Simple enough, isn't it? Fine.
Blessings to you.